All right, here goes, man. Episode 1 of Chime, your weekly Chime. So all three of us are going to be running this for the Chime community. Obviously, if you don't know Brett, you should get to know him, because I don't know anybody that knows more about Chime, both inside of Chime and out, about
Ooh.
Chime itself. So dude, he's like an encyclopedia of Chime. Anytime I get stuck, I'm like, Brett, what do you do here, buddy? Because I don't know. This is why we're interviewing him first, and this is why all three of us are going to be doing our best to help out the community. Obviously, you've already seen us involved, and we're going to be calling these weekly chimes, where we're going to go into people that are using Chime at a high level or just using it well. Right. And today we're going to be focusing on Brett's structure, because one thing that I've noticed is that people are all over the place, Brett. Don't you see that? It's like they don't know where to start.
Yeah. And I think the thing is, we're all used to having a CRM. We're all used to having an IDX website. But I think the thing is, everybody's trying to take what they had before, and they're trying to do the same thing with Chime. And that would be like, I know how to drive a car, I should be able to fly an airplane. And they're both modes of transportation, but they are completely different. So I think if we get some basics set up, it should help a lot of people.
I love that.
Well, dude, Randy, are you pumped about this, or are you still dreaming about food?
I've been watching my girls figure. There's no daydreaming about food while I have my candy wrappers at my desk.
I was going to say, it's not good. 5 o'clock.
All right, guys. Well, let's get started. Brett, where do you suggest people start when it comes to setting it up right?
I think a lot of people need to take a strategic approach to this. And I say that from, I've seen so many people do it wrong. And they dive in really, it's exciting, right? We get a new CRM, we get new systems, we're excited about it, and we all want to get in as quickly as possible. What I tell people to do, slow down, make this a strategic move. Don't like fire off and cancel your current provider like the day you get Chime. Let the two kind of work together for a little bit. Build Chime up, make sure your smart plans get built out, understand the system before you just switch everything over and then go, crap, now what do I do? So let's systemize this. Let's strategize a bit, and then we can build from there. So first step, understand Chime. Understand what you're working with, then start moving everything over. I see too many people try to, my site's not live yet, but I want to get everything moved over now. It's like, whoa. Take a breather. Let's figure out what's going to happen when we switch everything over. Because when I got into Chime, which has been, Randy, it was before your time, Randy. So I've been with Chime for a while. Yeah. So when I switched over to Chime, hey, there you go. When I switched over to Chime, it was still so new that when we switched over 50,000 leads, we didn't know what would happen. It was like, well, here we go. And we kind of threw it at it. And it was fun in a way, because it was interesting to see what happened when we launched that many leads that quickly. We kind of screwed it up. And I had to go on the defense pretty quickly. Like, hey, sorry about that. Didn't mean to do that. So my point is, Randy's pulling up the Learning Center right now. Randy, scroll to the top of that. Okay, so Chime gives you a Learning Center to learn how to use Chime. There's a bunch of stuff in the Learning Center. I run Chime Training, which is like, it's Chime Mastery, which everybody calls Chime Boot Camp. Like they think I'm some sort of like drill sergeant. I'm not. But there's
wait, Brett, are you sure? Are you sure you're not?
I put on my hat. No, I'm not. But the idea is, start with the Learning Center, which is what you're being shown right now on the screen. Work into Chime Mastery, then join us in our monthly trainings that we do. Join us on all of that. And that's going to take you really to the level that you need to be to at least understand Chime in a normal scale, if that makes sense. Did that help? Am
Let
I
me make a
going way
quick
off track?
comparison here. Let me make and this might be a reach for some of you who aren't as nerdy as me, but did y'all ever see, or did this ever happen to you in school where like the teacher would tell you to read all the instructions before you do anything, and you would get this list of like 10 instructions, and number one would be like circle the number that preceded this instruction. Number two was like underline the word underline, blah 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 blah, and people would be doing it as they read the instructions, and then they get to the very last one and it says don't listen to any of the instructions previously.
Read the instructions first.
Yeah, read the instructions first, go through this fundamental training, right? Make sure you conceptually understand what's going on, and then go back through it again and then implement some of these things that are saying, because you can go back and do them again. You know, once you've gone through these videos, it's not like they're lost forever. Read through the entire set of instructions and then go back and execute. It will make things much more clear to you as you go through the process.
So I have a question on this for Brett, and then Randy, dude, what do you think on this? But after you're done through this, guys, when you're ready to work on your CRM, what should we be focused on first? Should we be focused on the right tag? Should we be focusing on priorities, smart plans? What should we be focused on? What would you do, Brett, if you had to start all over and do it better?
I would tag more than I've ever tagged before. And the thing is, I think we all came from different CRMs. Those of you guys that are watching that came from like Real Geeks, I mean, you guys know I was Real Geeks Boomtown. I did a bit with Sync, but it was mostly Real Geeks and Boomtown that I was with before. And there was there was really no tagging involved in those two platforms. So tags were new when I came over to Chime. And what I've found is that you can filter by tags. You can trigger smart plans by tags. You can remove tags. You can add tags. You can do all kinds of stuff. I'm actually going to log into Chime really fast, so you guys can, so I can actually talk you through some of this stuff. But I have to move all of this Zoom stuff.
Wow, I love that.
I have like 40 different Zoom things up in front of me. So give me a second here while I log in.
Well, while you're doing that, Randy, do you want to talk about the Chime trainings or what Brett is doing further with coaching while he's looking for that?
Yeah, I mean, ultimately what's going on there is you're getting Chime training from someone who is a real life, everyday user of Chime, as a real estate practitioner, versus somebody who understands Chime from a technical perspective. Like if you have tech support and so on, tech support questions and things of that nature, yeah, you're probably better off talking to us directly. But if you're looking for the real life application of some of this functionality, then training like something that you or Brett would do would be much more effective.
Yeah. So guys, be on the lookout in the Chime community as well. And on the newsletter, we're going to be starting soon, so that we're going to keep you updated on the trainings. We're going to keep you updated on the webinars and on the Q&A sessions we're going to have as well. And then we'll also announce Brett's coaching program that he's going to do, which I'm excited about because a lot of people in Chime need that one. So very excited, dude.
So I pulled up just a quick smart plan here because I think where a lot of people get held up is they don't understand the capabilities of smart plans. They don't understand what a smart plan can do and what a smart plan should do, why it's called a smart plan. And I think we need to touch on that just a bit here, because a smart plan really, this is your automation. Other CRMs call these things different things. I don't remember what Boomtown called them. Real Geeks kind of had a drip, but this is like way more advanced than what they had. The smart plans allow you to, so this is what I was talking about. Tags that trigger the smart plan are deleted. You can You can sort by, you can apply by tags. So whenever leads meet specified conditions, we can come in here and hit tag. And like, let's say, for example, let's say it was a first-time home buyer, right? And you wanted this smart plan to fire off whenever you had a first-time home buyer. Maybe you want to walk an educational approach through how to buy a house, and this is for a first-time home buyer. Great. Whenever you tag, and I'll show you how to do that here in a second. Whenever you tag someone as a first-time home buyer, this plan will now apply. It can run through, you can do what's known as if-then variables, which Chime calls conditional questions. If you click on conditional questions, it will say, is the lead a first-time home buyer? Well, we already know they are. Let's say plans to buy a home in 3 months. If yes, then you can do this. If no, then you can do this. So you can build this out. Everybody says, well, it's one size fits all, and it's really not. These smart plans can get really, really intense. So smart plans are easy. Just think to yourself, if I were receiving one of these, how often would I like to get emails? How often would I like to get a text? Don't send, 47 texts in one day. That common sense. But I want to show you now real fast. So first-time home buyer is a tag here. What does that mean? What does that translate to? So we're going to come over here and we're going to go into tags. We're going to click on this. Jeez, my mouse is all over the place today. So let's go include one of these search tags. So we're going to look at first-time home buyer. Looks like Corey Tester is a first-time home buyer. And we know that because we assigned this tag to him. But the point is, you can come in here and you can change around the lead details. You can add tags. Someone else has added some other stuff. I'm on a demo account. So it's always fun when I get into a demo account. I'm like, what have people changed here? Why is this all different for me? But you can add tags right here. So let's say it's already showing first-time homebuyer right here. If it wasn't showing first-time homebuyer, you can type in first-time homebuyer, click on that. If we had set up a smart plan for a first-time homebuyer, Corey Tester here would have gotten that smart plan applied to him. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think with the piece, the important piece to keep in mind here is you want to begin with the end in mind.
Correct.
Like you need to understand, what do I want to accomplish in Chime? What do I want to accomplish in my business? And how does Chime help me get there? You're then able to use a combination of tags, smart plans, these intelligent style triggers that can then get you to that place. But you need to understand where you're trying to go so that you can follow the steps to get there, rather than saying, I want to build a smart plan, but having no direction for that smart plan.
Right. What is your end goal? Start with your end goal and work backward. And then you'll end up where you start. I think so many people sit down and they go, all right, I'm going to build a new smart plan. What do I want the first one to say? And,
Exactly.
and they don't know where to start. If you want to start somewhere, start at the end. I think a lot of people don't know that. Like when I first got, I've not been doing real estate my whole life. This wasn't a career that I wanted to do my whole life. I got into it because my previous career, I ended up in a position where I was incredibly bored. And if you haven't noticed by me in the group, I live off of tech and I live off of being constantly doing stuff. So
had not noticed.
Yeah, you noticed a little bit, just a skosh. You're seeing like responses coming in at like 2 a.m. That's just who I am.
So good.
But I wanted to start messing around with tech, and I realized that there was so much tech in real estate. I got into real estate with it. And I sat down before I did anything. I sat down for 30 to 45 days before I did anything. And I built out my systems. Where did I want my leads to go? What did I want to say to my leads? How was I differentiating myself from other people? 30 to 45 days, I sat down doing no prospecting at all. I just built out my systems. Now, a lot of people don't have the luxury of doing that. We have to have income coming in. So what I encourage people to do is take 1 hour a week. 1 hour a week. That's all you need to sit down during that hour, Lock your door, put your phone on do not disturb. I know real estate agents have a hard time with that, but put your phone on do not disturb and focus on your system building. And that'll help you a ton.
I think that's part of it, man. That's definitely part of it. Nobody sets the time to build out their system or even go deeper into just the simple process that Randy showed that's already built out for you on the Learning Center, right? And
here, let me give you a backside glimpse. For those of you not in Chime Training, the Chime Training that I do, we have a couple of different options, but this is the Chime Mastery, which everybody calls Chime Boot Camp because they think I'm a drill sergeant or something. We'll go into Owner's Training, but you have, I mean, step-by-step guide to getting to know your CRM, where you start, how to make changes on your website, adding teammates. This is basically all content that I've already put out there for you. Then we go into the Owner's Training. I mean, again, same. I'm sorry, I was just in the Owner's Training. I'm looking for Agent Training. This is all part of the Chime Mastery, understanding pipelines, understanding groups, understanding tags. This is how to run your Chime site. And I've put it all together for you guys. And then we have monthly training, that's like group coaching. But anyways.
I love that. Well, Brett, a quick question on one question here by Josh. He says, how do you categorize leads by groups and pipelines?
Really good question. Here's the way that I look at things. Pipelines, think of it as like a water pipeline. Leads should be flowing through your pipelines. They should be going from cold to warm to hot. They should always be in constant motion in your pipelines. You can have a pipeline for your sphere of influence and your past clients. I like to use filters for those, and I like to use groups for those. Any category where you can put someone into should be a group. And what I mean by that is, whoa, sorry, I have a big screen in front of me, and all of a sudden Randy just did that. Groups should be something that it should be like a category where you can categorize someone that is in a pipeline can also be in a group. Let me give you an example. Let's say you have a group for first-time home buyers and you have a pipeline for cold, warm, and hot. If you have that lead, could be in cold, but a first-time home buyer. Could be warm, but a first-time home buyer. Could be hot, but a first-time home buyer. So it can be in a group and a pipeline, but pipelines should be fluid. If you guys go through basically the group and type my name in, I've put in there somewhere where I have my outline of how I like to follow up with people. I don't have anybody in my hot pipeline that is not 30 days or less from doing something. If they are 31 days from doing something, they're in warm. If they're less than 30, they're in hot. And that fluctuates a lot, meaning there should be, sometimes there'll be a lot of leads in there. Sometimes there won't be any leads in there. It all depends on the flow of the leads. I'm trying to look and see what Randy's doing here. You're just showing off the pipelines.
So here's a question. Let's say I am a new Chime client and I upload my sphere of influence, or I upload my past clients. What pipeline stage do I put them in?
Okay, hang on. Let me answer this question because I apparently was confusing. Yeah. Okay, we need to kind of step back here. Tags make finding things really easy. When I say tags make finding things easy, Randy, I'm taking the comm here. I'm taking your screen share.
Wow.
Give me a second here because I want to continue. Go away. Okay. Let's look at filters really fast so you guys get an idea of what I'm talking about when I say tags, and maybe this will help sort the confusion. Tags are easily searchable. Okay. So we'll use first-time home buyer because first-time home buyers, that's an easy tag to have on there. So this person, Corey Tester, for example, okay, Corey can be in a group, and the group is going to be anything. It could be literally anything. If you had a group for active, or if you had a group for sphere of influence, or you had a group for anything that is a specific collection of people that have similarities, you can put those in there.
Yep.
Tags just make it easy to filter by. You can assign smart plans based off of tags. You can go in and go, maybe you tag things like horse property, for example. Say you have a lead that has horses, and you come across this great parcel of land and it has horse property. So you type in your filters horse, and here's all the leads that have horses in their tags because you've tagged them as wanting properties with horses. It's just a really easy way to find things very quickly. Groups, again, bodies of people or leads that have similarities in common. Could be first-time home buyer. Huh?
Would you place past clients under groups?
Yes.
Right. And then depending on if they're sending you a lot of referrals or no referrals, then you would categorize them with tags, right? Like A or B, just so I can clear it out for some people.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yep.
That's
Sorry.
exactly.
Sometimes what's up here takes a little bit to get out.
No, dude, it's good because you're so deep into it, right? And I think as the questions pop up, you're like, there you go. Like you answered that one really well. So there are a few other questions that I want to get to.
Yeah.
Here we go. Let's see. Josh says, I want to make a smart plan that sends buyer seller videos regarding the next stage of their purchase or sell. How do you get them to trigger? Do you change the group or the pipeline?
Josh, in that one, I would do it based on group. And so what I would do in that regard is I will pull up smart plans for you here really fast. Let's go smart plans. Let's go new. Let's go standard. So basically what you're going to have to do is you're going to put whenever leads meet specified conditions, you're going to click on that. You're going to select whatever group they're in, whatever stage they're in. So let's say they're at the inspection stage. You'd have a group called inspection. When they go through your smart plan, I wouldn't do anything at the end of this, right? So here's when this plan ends, automatically move these leads to, don't change that. Don't put anything in here. When this plan ends, automatically start another smart plan. You don't want to do that. You want to literally have one video in here that will email out to them about their inspection. When they move to the next step, say appraisal, you're going to change their group to appraisal and now have another smart plan set up for whenever leads meet the specified condition, your group will be in appraisal. I hope that made sense. Okay, good. I'm glad that made sense to you.
Yeah, no, that does.
Well, it made sense. Yeah, and Josh said it made sense to him too. And look, as you're building these and you take time, let's say you're new to this or you've had this for a while, but you're like, damn, I just never went all in. I would suggest that you take, like Brett and Randy said, take about an hour to 2 a week if you can, and set that time apart just to learn this and create a process. And remember, if you think first about the consumer, you're going to be thinking, well, how do I want to make them feel with my message, text, email, any type of communication? And that'll help you get started in the right direction, right? How do you want to make people feel? Guys, we've got about 2 minutes left. This is recorded. It's going to go into the Chime YouTube channel. So all of these will be recorded and they'll all be about 30 minutes. Brett, Randy, anything I missed? We were pretty concise on this one. We focused on the things you need to start on. Brett, you did a really good job on groups, tags, and smart plans. Randy, I'm glad you identified that little top right-hand corner question mark. That is where everybody should definitely start.
Yeah, absolutely.
Somebody was like, Brett's a master at this. Should I maybe start somewhere else first? I'm like,
I do.
Look,
just for the record, I break it down pretty basic. So I don't go crazy.
Yes, definitely.
I would definitely.
There are some options.
Yeah, even if you've been on Chime for a while, I would still recommend checking out, some of our fundamental training or our advanced training. If you feel uncomfortable with the platform whatsoever, or if let me put it to you this way, if you don't feel confident enough in your knowledge of the platform that you could get on this webinar and run through these trainings in front of 100 people, then you should probably go through it again, right? So
Agreed.
that
Agreed. All right, guys.
Yeah.
That wraps it up. Brett, Randy, and myself will be back next week. We're going to be interviewing another Chime All-Star, and we're going to keep on doing this every week. And we'll also expand it. Like I said, Brett's got some cool things he's going to release. And Brett, can you do me a favor and post up your training on Chime? That way people can, anybody that missed it can go to the very top and find it there as well. Guys, thanks for being on. You rock. And
Thanks, man. Talk to you
Randy,
soon.
my pleasure.
send me some food. And
Oh,
Brett too,
dude,
since
yeah.
we're neighbors here.
I'm gonna Uber Eats it right at you guys.
Tristan, I'll be there and well, it's traffic. I'll be there in like an hour.
I know.
Just fly there, dude. Just fly.
Thanks, guys.
See you guys.